Okay, here we go. I'm up. Okay, so let's go to page 2. We're going to look at today's vocabulary for this video, which is about the kind of reactions from the G7 leaders and about the trade war. So on page 2, number 1. Number 1 is systematically. Anything that is a kind of system that's set up methodically or logically that has a kind of very well thought out plan to be executed that is very deep in a way. So systematically can be like if you have a type of process that the whole company follows. They systematically do this process. Systematically can also refer to a school system. They systematically, teach the children and give them tests. You can also refer to systematically as a kind of strategy. So if you're trying to influence people or markets, sometimes you have to be very systematic about it. So meaning that you have to have a very good process that you follow very strictly. Number 2, irate. So irate is like feeling really angry. Sometimes we say like, oh, my mom, was so irate last night. Like my mom was so angry last night. Or my, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend was irate because I spent a lot of money when I went shopping or something. So when you're irate, that means you're just really, angry, pissed off. So usually you say it like, he was irate, she was irate. Number 3, litany. So this word here, the spelling is like litany, but the pronunciation is litany, like with a soft T. A litany is usually like kind of a long list or series of like issues or problems or complaints. So, if, let's say, for example, you are giving a review to somebody and they didn't do well, then your review would have like a litany of complaints or issues. If somebody was applying for a promotion and they have a kind of bad work history, then that person would be passed up because of a litany of reasons, like a long list of reasons. Number 4, scramble. Not the way that you cook eggs. Yeah. So usually when you're scrambling to do something, you're trying to rush and you're not doing it very well or efficiently. Maybe you're struggling. So if somebody if you are at your desk and you didn't know that there was a conference call, and then somebody says, hey, where are you? We have a conference call right now. Then you might be scrambling to get to the conference call. You might be like, oh my God, and then you're trying to get out of there to attend the conference call. So scrambling. Number 5, to find common ground. So with trying to find common ground, this is an expression of trying to find an area that both parties or multiple parties can agree on. And if you can find some common ground, then maybe you can work on an agreement from there, right? Number 6, budding. So when something is budding, that's usually, if you think of like a flower's budding, that means like a small flower bud has come up and it's going to grow into something kind of nice and beautiful and spectacular. So when a person is budding, then they show some promise or some signs of going forward or being very motivated or doing well. Usually, when you say that somebody is budding, like in the workplace, that means that they're doing well and they're going to move up. They're kind of a budding. They have budding potential. Number 7, avert, meaning to look away or to avoid something. Sometimes we might say avert your eyes, which means look away. And last, number 8, posturing. So posturing, or sometimes to posture, you can say it like that as well. When you're posturing over something, that means you're trying to kind of show something that might be misleading so that you can impress them. So, for example, if one of you gentlemen are in your younger days, if you were at a bar or a club or something, you might be kind of posturing to show off how cool you are, to everybody at the club. So posturing is used in a lot of different ways. Sometimes we use it to kind of, especially if we're in a negotiation of some kind, or if we're gambling, playing poker. So, sometimes when you're in that situation, you're posturing. You want people to kind of see something else that might be better than what it really is. And those are our vocabulary for today. How do I stop this? I have no idea how to stop it.